I love mulching. I love it.
Welcome to the channel, or welcome back. We're going to talk about gardening in the heat and how to cope.
Hey YouTube, I was over here sitting reading up on how to manage my garden in the hot summer months, and I realized this is probably something I should share with my channel. So we're just going to learn together.
The first tip is to identify which plants will be growing.
I haven't really had a summer growing plan, and I know that it's very difficult to grow anything in the summer. However, I still like to try.
Specifically, we want to identify heat-tolerant plants for your grow zone.
And there's a list right in front of me. So, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, okra, watermelon, summer squash, eggplant, and beans. That's on this list. And of those, I am already growing peppers, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and cucumbers, and squash. I'm having a difficult time with those, but this is where I could begin succession planting.
Succession planting is a gardening technique where you are continuously planting the same crop multiple times throughout the growing season. And you do that to ensure that if the first group that you plant fails, you always have a backup. Tip number 2, mulch your growing area.
I love mulching. I love it.
Here I have mulch in a variety of different forms, and you usually would provide mulch to areas that you want to protect from the harsh elements. So in this video, we're talking about the heat and the warm summer months. So you want protection from the sun, and mulch will provide that. So what we can expect from applying mulch in the summer is temperatures in the soil that are more balanced, and we expect the soil to maintain its moisture, which will prevent you from watering so often. Speaking of watering, number 3, water thoroughly. You want to make sure that as you water, the water itself is penetrating the soil and reaching your plant's roots. Peat moss is a common ingredient in garden soil, and it gets hydrophobic once it dries out. Watering it is deceptive because unless you have a way to catch the water, it will run off the sides and out of the pot. Don't waste water. A slow drip system can support regular and consistent watering, or you can moderate your own watering by hand. The key is to take your time. Tip number 4, provide shade. Lots of gardeners use shade cloth. Shade cloth is UV treated cloth that's used to protect plants, and it comes in densities ranging from 30% to 90%.
Use it to cover the plants that are pretty sensitive to the sun and to the heat, most importantly. I can't really speak to that because I've never applied fabric shade to my plants. However, I did design the garden in a way that our tree will shade the majority of the raised beds in the hottest time of day, so around 12 to 4 p.m. in the summer months.
As you can see, I am under the shade of this beloved American sequoia, and it feels great even though it's 90 plus degrees outside. I was strategic about where I wanted these plants to go. I knew I would be growing tomatoes and other heat tolerant plants here, but it's just nice to have shade offered anyway.
All right, moving on. Now let's talk about pest control. I talked about pests in a previous video, but with the summer months, pests are out like crazy. The pest pressure is high. You have to be proactive. Look for them because they're looking for your plants. Get your insecticidal soap for your very small, soft-bodied insects like aphids and mealybugs. BT, which is Bacillus thuringiensis, is useful for cabbage worms and hornworms. What else?
Use milky spore powder to remove the threat of grubs in the soil. Use diatomaceous earth to defeat insects on the soil's surface.
One thing that I do recommend also is bringing in the beneficial insects, because as you know, these insects will keep some of the pests at bay. You can attract them into your garden by adding flowers that produce lots of pollen and nectar. And tip number 6, take care of yourself. Here are 3 ways you can thrive while gardening in the heat. Number 1, wear the right gear. Sunglasses, a hat, sunscreen, and long sleeves are all appropriate for working outside when the temperatures are high. Number 2, stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water and other hydrating beverages that have electrolytes. Number 3, take plenty of breaks and monitor your time outside. Also, get plenty of snacks between trips outside. Personally, I only do work in the garden in the early mornings and in the evenings. Anything between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. just gets way too hot for me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope this helps you. It definitely helped me. Like this video if you liked it. Comment and let me know what you're doing in your garden to manage the summer heat. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.